right, so today on the chapters, I have Melissa Morgan. Hello, how are
Hey,
you?
good. How are you?
And I see you've got some babies there of yours. Are those the new covers?
I do. Yes. I've got my silver series here. And then these are old covers of my old books. I used to write under the pen name M.K. Oyen. And I've since changed and those have been updated.
So are those changed with your name now?
They are changed with my new name now. Yeah, updated covers. I don't have paperbacks of these two bottom ones. I'm just doing ebook right now for those because I kind of rebranded at the beginning of the year and wanted to change my name, obviously, to my real name because I'm proud of what I do. And I wanted to, just kind of share that with the world. And so I kind of focused on the Silver series. Something to Believe In was the first book I ever wrote. That was the first one I published many, many years ago. And I decided to, get an editor and cover designer and all that stuff and make it pretty and then published those both. So
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, you took a little hiatus. Would you call it a hiatus from writing or, what was going on there?
Yeah, so my life kind of changed drastically. I went from being married, having a child, and then my marriage kind of fell apart and things happened. Life happened. That's what I always say. I'm just like, life happened. I had to kind of learn how to be a single mom and move on with my life and, and all that kind of stuff. And so I was still writing, but I was forced to kind of go get a real job and take care of my kid and all that stuff for a few years. So, and then I got pregnant again with my current husband and, and all that stuff, and babies keep you busy and all that. But I was like, I want to get back to this. So I'm finally at a place where I'm centered and comfortable and happy. And I was like, it's time to follow my dream again. So
that's awesome.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the future brings. Yeah.
So what is the, getting back into the writing and how has it changed in your opinion from what it was, 4 years ago, 3 years ago to what it is now?
As far as how to write, I've always had the dream of wanting to be a writer since I was little. And that's something I was always like, okay, I just want to write a book and see what happens. And then I kind of met other indie authors and stuff back in 2013 and all like the beginning of kind of that stuff. And it was exciting and it was fun. And I was like, I really want to do this. But then I had to step away. And when I came back, I was like, okay, I'm not like, I don't know how to explain. I'm bad with words all of a sudden. But I mean, I needed to hone my craft essentially, and kind of develop a writing style and kind of pick a genre and stick with it. And I'm kind of scatterbrained. And so for fun, I write fantasy, I write paranormal, I write all kinds of things. But what I found that I really enjoy writing, and I discovered that writing the Silver series, was that I really like romantic suspense and kind of dabbling. My next book that's coming out May 4th is called Spy, and it's a mafia romance. And so I really like writing that. So I kind of found my voice, I think. And of course I have a professional editor now and all that stuff. And she's really helped me kind of develop a structure and a way to write that sounds better and kind of flows through to the reader better than just kind of, writing it all down and publishing it and not really knowing what I'm doing. I'm more organized.
Yeah. So, and during your, you said you were honing your craft and kind of figure out what your style is. Did you, because I know that, you rebranded your backlog and doing all that, did you go and change any of the matter in the book or did you just leave it?
I did change it. I did actually update it with Let Me Down. I actually published that last June of 2020. And I've done some tweaks to it, but it's pretty much the same as when I published it last year. But with Always Beautiful, I actually took that off being available. I unpublished it for a while because I was kind of trying to pursue the traditional publishing route. And I decided I did get amazing feedback from some publishers and stuff, which was really helpful. And then I was like, you know what, I just want this story out there. And it's the one that's closest to my heart. It was the one that meant the most to me writing it at the time and kind of did the best at the time when I was, indie publishing at the beginning. And so, but I did go through and I restructured it, edited it, made sure that it flowed better, and kind of added a few little scenes in there and stuff that I wanted to add.
Are you still interested in the traditional route, or do you think you want to stay indie?
I like the idea of the traditional route because I like the idea of I'm busy. And so I kind of like the idea of like, if they can like get a cover for it and do that kind of stuff, like I can just write the book and hand it off. But I know this day and age, it's kind of completely different than how it used to be. And with self-publishing, you have a lot more freedom. And I like to do what I like to do, which is why, you know, now I work from home. Now I write for a living, you know, and stuff. I don't want someone telling me what to do. I want to be my own boss and do my own thing. So I think I prefer the indie route a little bit more because there's so many amazing writers out there and there's so many amazing indie authors. And, you know, we have voices and we want them to be heard without being stifled or told we can't say something. So I very much kind of prefer that element to it than going the traditional route.
So what about, I know that you mentioned Spy, which I saw is part of the East Boys series, which is a spinoff of the Silver series.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. So in Something to Hold On To, the second book of the Silver series, there's a character that kind of shows up and he kind of helps Mickey, the main character, in his kind of conflict and all that kind of stuff. And I was talking with my editor when she was editing Something to Hold On To, and she was like, you need to write a book about this guy. And I was like, well, I kind of thought of it, but I don't know. And then I just kind of sat down and I was like, yeah, he's got a story. Let's tell his story. And then that kind of developed into this whole plotting of like, Spy is based on this character. His name is Steven, and he's in Something to Hold On To. But the series is more, it's different characters. So the first book is Spy, and it will be about Steven. The second book will be about a different character that you meet in Spy, and then the third book will be about another character that you kind of meet throughout that. So they're kind of standalone because they follow different couples, each of them do, but it's all kind of interwoven in the same like New York City mafia world. So I'm excited.
So were you doing a lot of reading during your break?
Yes. Yeah. I read all the time. I actually haven't read much this year, and I'm kind of sad about it because I'm like, I need to sit down and read, but I've been busy writing, which isn't a terrible thing. But yeah, I love reading contemporary romances, historical romances, paranormal, fantasy, kind of everything, mystery and stuff like that. So yeah.
So when you were reading those, is that kind of like did that help get your creative juices going?
It does, yeah. I think it helps kind of inspire you know, certain things. Like I don't necessarily, like when I'm writing a book, I don't like to read in that same genre that I'm writing because I feel like then I get kind of confused, and I don't want anything to come off as like, oh, that's, you know, an idea that somebody else has done. But I do like reading different things and kind of seeing, you know, I pay attention to the market a lot as a reader first. I mean, I'm obsessed with books and everything books. So I'm always kind of out there. What's new? What's good? You know, what are people liking? And then I try to kind of be like, okay, well, I can add a little dash more spice into this book because people are liking the spicy stuff, and, you know, and kind of following that too, which is helpful.
So when you're, you know, like, what is your writing process? I know you did Spy. So are you taking time and working on promoting that one, and then you'll pick up writing the second book, or have you already written it?
I haven't completed the next book yet, even though I have ARCs of Spy out right now, and a lot of people are finishing that and they're like, give us the next one. Like, okay, we need the next one. I'm like, okay, hold on a minute. It's not finished. But what I like to do, I found, and I just discovered this, you know, last year, was that I really, oh, you're fine. I really enjoy, I really think I write better when I plot. So like I actually like plot it out and, you know, kind of take notes and kind of figure out what I'm doing. So with the second book now, after Spy, I am writing it currently, but I'm still trying to get a feel for the characters and kind of develop them a little bit more as I'm writing. But then I'm also spending a lot of time promoting Spy and all that.
So would you consider yourself mostly a plotter, or do you just kind of write and see where it goes?
Kind of both. So I kind of plot the main, like, okay, these are the characters and this is the main conflict, or this is, you know, kind of the trope. And I kind of follow those guidelines, but then at the same time, I'm I just kind of wing it. I'm one of those people that I write, like I start on page 1 and I start writing and I just kind of see where it goes, where the voices in my head tell me to go essentially. And then I go back after that draft and I kind of clean things up, fix things, maybe tweak things and all that stuff. Do that 5 more times before I then send it to my editor for her to, kind of tell me, this works, this doesn't, change this, that kind of stuff.
So if you have, a kind of a basic idea, plot, maybe even some specific details and the story changes, does that panic you? Does it, or do you just kind of go with it? Is it easy enough for you to just go with the flow?
I kind of go with it. I'm kind of a naturally anxious person. So maybe initially I'm kind of like, oh, what do I do? But for the most part, I mean, any suggestions I ever get, I feel like I love constructive criticism. And I love I feel like characters are like people, to me, they're like people there, which might sound a little weird, but they're ever changing, they're evolving. And sometimes I'll think of something and I'll be like, oh, this is great. But then, my editor or a beta reader will suggest something else. And I'm like, ooh, I like that. I didn't think of that. So I'll kind of, rewrite it. So, I mean, I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to suggestions and kind of tweaking things a little bit.
So by the time that this video comes out, I know Spy will have been released because that comes out May 4th. Is that right?
May 4th. Yes. Yep.
So what is are you doing a tour for it? What is your promotion?
We are, so for right now, we're kind of working on developing kind of like a takeover kind of tour type thing that will be happening on May 4th and doing that. And just kind of, I'm still, because everything was so different years ago, I'm still kind of relearning like the industry and all that kind of stuff and who to talk to and all that. But I'm excited. I'm one of those people though, I get really excited about what I do. I just get really excited about books in general. So I'm just kind of like, read my book, and I'm posting it everywhere and, hopefully not irritating people by constantly talking about it.
No, and I think that also gets readers excited when you're excited about it. They see, what enjoyment you had from writing it and then promoting it, that, I think that definitely generates buzz from readers. Going, okay, they really liked what they wrote. They're passionate about this. So now I want to read it.
Yeah. And I found that I get a lot of, I have a Facebook group and my Facebook page and stuff and my Instagram. I started a TikTok because I was bored back in like October, and it kind of blew up. Like I was getting finding a lot more people that have similar interests as I do as far as books go and stuff like that. So I've been using that a lot as a tool to kind of like, I post like some special teasers there that I wouldn't post anywhere else and stuff like that. So you've jumped on the TikTok bandwagon.
I can't bring myself to do it, and plus my girls both were like, "Mom, please no."
Right, and that's my teenager. She's kind of like, "What?" Like I had to ask her when I first started. I'm like, "How do I edit a video? What do I do here?" And she just like looks at me and walks away. She's like, "I'm not helping you," but it's not bad. I think it's a great tool to use. And it's really fun when you connect with the right people that you're, like the book talk community is amazing. And I love all the authors and all the readers and bloggers and everything on there. I found a lot of my ARC readers for Spy, I found through TikTok. So, and they're really amazing. They're really sweet. Everyone's, really kind. So I've had a great experience with it, but I don't do any dancing. I don't do any TikTok trends or anything like that. I'm more like post pictures of other things or videos of other things. Occasionally I'll do a little video of myself and stuff, but I'm like naturally awkward. So I don't like to kind of put myself out there in that sense. But I've heard of other authors like reading excerpts from their books and stuff. So maybe I'll do something like that soon.
And of course, like you said, in 2013, Facebook was the go-to, and that's changed, so much. And, I think Instagram, became more of the place. And I know a lot of authors are doing TikTok now. So what, I know, so Spy is out as of the time that we're posting this video. And so congratulations. And where is it available?
So it will be available exclusively on Kindle and Kindle Unlimited and on Amazon. And then I have paperbacks that are for sale that you can get online at any retailer. And then I want to do them on my website. I don't know if that will be up and running yet by the time this airs. So, but I would like to have things available on my website as well to purchase signed copies. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Those are all my questions. So again, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on Spy, which is available now on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited.
Read it.
And I can't wait for the second one to come
So
out.
good. I hope everybody reads it. I'm excited for it. It's really good.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations again. And thank you so much for chatting with us today. And
thanks for having me.
Can't wait to see the next one.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.